On Sunday morning, thousands of Queenslanders will be out early, running in the Mother's Day Classic to raise money for breast cancer research. While survival rates have improved, not every woman is cured, and many feel very alone. One group has provided support and comfort to women who are dying of the disease, but after losing a state government funding grant, it needs a lifeline of its own. Kathy McLeish reports.
Wendy Matten has everything to live for.
I have a husband and 2 adult daughters. One has 3 little children, one has 2. And their little faces are what keeps me pushing along.
She's fighting a mighty battle to maintain it, one that started 13 years ago.
I was diagnosed with primary breast cancer and I had the surgery. Couldn't wait to have the lump removed, and then I had radiation. I worked all the way through it and I just went back to my normal life afterwards.
9 years later, she was diagnosed again.
After the scans, I found that I had fairly advanced metastatic cancer throughout my whole skeletal system. It was a total shock to think that it had come back.
Her doctor gave her 6 months to live.
That's 3.5 years ago. So I've managed to keep going with a wonderful team. I've got a fantastic surgeon, oncology team, and the support of these women in the advanced breast cancer group.
Okay, come through everyone.
A couple of years before Wendy Matten's first diagnosis, the Advanced Breast Cancer Group got underway. It's a support group for women with secondary cancer.
They're going to die, and they don't know when they're going to die, and they don't want to die early.
Someone on the line?
Lorraine?
Once a week, they come together at this tiny inner-city Brisbane office from around the state, on foot or by phone.
Hi, Wendy.
Hi, how are you?
They talk about whatever they want to talk about. They talk about how frightened they are. They talk about what's going to happen when they die. They talk about how to deal with the fact that they're going to die. They talk about the absolute awful side effects of the treatment.
I've had a rough few days though, actually, after my Zometa. It's really caused me a lot of discomfort this time. But I'm starting to turn the corner. I'll probably feel really good by Thursday, and it'll be time to start chemo again.
I had Zometa last week or the week before and had a lot of bone pain that I hadn't had before, and I've been having it now since 2011 without really any problem.
Lorraine Smith found the group a year ago.
I felt very alone. I felt that people understood, but they don't entirely get what it's like to sit in these shoes, and that's what this group of women have given me.
It helps their families too, offering advice and workshops.
And the men all talk to each other, and it's wonderful to see because they can be there and talk about their wife's disease and how they're managing things.
We're the only statewide service that specifically targets secondary breast cancer, and that we offer ongoing support from the time of diagnosis to death. No other service does that.
We've had women ring in from hospital to say goodbye to everybody and to thank them for being there and for the support, and that they know they're going to die and they want to just say goodbye.
The reality for us here, we know the inevitable, and we can talk about it, we can plan things we can say what we're planning for our wedding,
Funeral. I'm not planning on a wedding.
Mary O'Brien and Pia Hirsch are the 2 counsellors behind the Advanced Breast Cancer Group. They're stunned to have been told their funding will end in 18 months after losing out on a tendering process.
We would have to become fundraisers. We would have to become marketers. We are experienced mental health clinicians. We're not either of those things.
It beggars belief that the government is not saying, look, what we can do in Queensland. Look at this. This is something that everybody else thinks is great. I don't know why they don't fund it.
I was quite devastated. I could understand if there was an overlap with several groups, but To my knowledge, this is the only group of its nature. It's not a major amount of money that they need to keep the service going, but none of us are in a health situation to be able to go out and start fundraising.
I want the health ministers to sit down with this group and to explain to them why the government can't find $150,000 to keep their doors open.
Jackie Trad is the local ALP member.
The only explanation for this is a bit of bureaucratic lunacy, quite frankly.
The government can't find $150,000 a year to help support women who are dying of cancer.
That's not what this is about.
The health minister says the government's gone to the tender process to rein in a grant system that had lost its way.
And there are 500 odd organisations in Queensland who provide, in many ways, similar type areas of support that have been established.
Are you certain that this type of service will be delivered by somebody else?
Well, I'm very confident that many of those particular things can be delivered by others.
Lauren Springborg says the transitional support should help this and 20 other groups that failed to win tenders.
We need to have a special program to assist them through transition so we can actually establish and strengthen them and provide an opportunity for them to continue to be better able to access state government funding or other funding in the future.
What this is all like for you, the disruption, the anxiety about it.
For us, where are we going to go from here? What do we do if it does fold?
The women are worried theirs is not the kind of cause that will appeal to corporate sponsors.
These women live with uncertainty all the time, and to make them face further uncertainty is another cruelty.
I don't think that way. It'll stay open. I feel confident that the government will see what the service is doing, what the benefits are to women like myself, and we will be funded.
It's been a lifeline for me, and I think it should be a lifeline open for other women in the future.
And almost 15,000 people have signed an online petition in support of ongoing funding for that service.